In the beginning, God created the heavens, and he filled it with the angels, who were here before the age of man. And there was a war, and I chose the losing side. I fell to earth, and I laid in the siege of the land of Nod. Man was corrupted just like the firstborn, and I wandered the earth, killing, murdering man, my rage ultimately destroying me, and I falling to my knees before the Son of God. Then I heard his voice again, as I repented. He told me it would be my mission, until the ends of time, defending the weak, and handing out justice, and vanquishing evil. All you merely need to do is call my name.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Estrada here, and a lot of you have asked, who is Bocas? But Bocas is a character created by me, Jake Estrada. I created Bocas 20 years ago, longer than that. Bocas was published almost 20 years ago at this point. And Bocas originally took the appearance of my father. He was the original model. And when he passed away, Bocas kind of got sidelined, and I created other characters and whatnot. And I used Bocas occasionally with spoof like strips. Bocas killing Santa, and Bocas hurting Santa or running him over, and a bunch of other little silly things I did with Bocas, because it was more or less Bocas had become that sort of character, and I hadn't used them in a while. But I had published quite a few comics initially when I first released them. But once my father passed away, he kind of lost the luster. For me, Bocas was part of Puerto Rican lore. He was a Puerto Rican type of hero, even though his character was a fallen angel. And Bocas has immense powers as the fallen angel. You don't see a lot of that even in the comic, because the way I constructed Bocas was a kind of a character is, if you feared him, he was more powerful. The less you feared him, he didn't have that much power, but he still was resilient and very hard to destroy. Uh, Ultimately, Bocas is a character that just wants to go home. Home was heaven, and he had fallen out of grace with his father. And the only way to get back in was to take care of all the evil that was around him and to atone for his sins. But in the same essence, Bocas also had become a curse. And in Hispanic culture, mostly Puerto Rican culture, we have characters called El Cuco and a bunch of other type of boogeyman characters that if you utter their name, they appear. Bocas kind of took over that sort of lore where you mention his name enough times, Bocas could appear and destroy you and hurt you. But what I did with Bocas more, especially in the movies, made it more contemporary for everybody. You just mention his name, he appears and he attacks you, and it doesn't matter if you're Hispanic or you're not Hispanic. It was mostly a character for everybody. The original story though had a bunch of different characters. Like they had characters that were liberator fighters, and Bocas fought against those. And in the first issue of the comic, when I originally drew him, took place in the 1970s. And then the other part of the story took place in Philadelphia, which was my original hometown where I was born, the city of brotherly love. Uh, and I've lived in different places. I've lived in Philadelphia, New Jersey, and ultimately I've come down to Florida, where I'm currently residing in right now. And Bocas, to me, I came back to Bocas after the passing of my infant son, Cole. My friend Chuck Fresh at the time told me I should look into making a movie. He said because I had a lot of different properties, and Bocas fit that title to be played and made into a movie. And I ultimately made the very first movie with no budget. No budget. This is no budget cinema. Straight up. Here I am, independent creator, just making my own movie using my own available technology and using a shoestring budget of $0 making this movie. So if you get a chance, check out our Indiegogo and chip in if you feel like you want to help out indie creator with this 80s vibe grindhouse film that has a Z grade quality, but it's created by the original creator. It has 20 years of history of being published and being a movie and whatnot, and have a little fun. Everybody that's been involved in Bocas, the first one and the sequel, had a great time. And we're looking at making a third one, and we're going to have more fun with that. And hopefully you get to enjoy this movie. We're going to have a premiere in a movie theater. We're selling DVDs, we're selling VHS tapes, and much more items you can find on the Indiegogo page. So anyway, again, thank you. Jake Estrada out. And remember, Viva Bocas! All right, talk to everybody. Peace.